We're back. Chances are you are binging the #1 show on Netflix. It's called Jupiter's Legacy, and it stars Leslie Bibb. Leah McSweeney stars on The Real Housewives of New York City, and I'm Andy Cohen. I want to go back to our audience. Anyone else have a question for either of our guests? The woman in the third from right, waving her hands. Yes, hello. Hi.
Hi, how are you, Andy?
Great, how are you?
Good. So my question's for both of you ladies. I would love to know, for the Housewives All-Stars, if you could choose 2 additional cast members to be a part of it, who would you pick?
Okay, good question. Who would you add, Leslie?
I would add Leah. And I would add, I think one of the girls from Salt Lake City.
Ooh, I like it.
I don't know who because, everything, but I think I would add somebody from Salt Lake City.
I love that. Leah, what about you?
Yeah.
I would add Dolores because I would want to see her rip Ramona a new one. Sorry, Ramona. And I would add, I think Erica Jane.
Ah.
Oh, I didn't even add Erica Jane wasn't in there. Right.
Leslie.
It needs to be a bigger cast. It should have, what happened? It's so tiny.
Leslie, you won this modeling competition on the Oprah Winfrey Show when you were still in high school.
Yeah.
And the guests were like Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista, Iman. What was that like for you? I mean, that must have been mind-blowing.
It was crazy. I don't know. I'd never, really traveled. I'd never been to Chicago. I'd never been to New York. I was just like,
where were you from?
Sort of a country. I was from this small town in Virginia called Livingston, Virginia. And we just moved to Richmond, which was like the capital. And it felt like, but I mean, you just were like, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of a country girl. And so I just remember I was backstage at the Oprah Winfrey Show and we were going to tape the show. And I have really straight brown hair that's limp. And Iman walked by and she was wearing all white and her hair was curly. And she took my breath away. I had never seen a person, a human being, this beautiful. And she has this vibe about her that is so kind. And I just looked at her and I went running into the makeup room and I was like, curl my hair. And I curled, and so my hair ended up looking like flat with like curl. It was like not Iman looking at all, but yeah, it's awesome. Like it changed my whole life. I wouldn't be an actor if I hadn't started going to New York when I was 16. And, it was like the best bartending job for me while I studied acting too.
Wow. So literally because you won that on the Oprah Show, that's what caused you to go to New York. And then that's
what caused me to drop out of UVA because I started going to UVA and I was like, I can go to New York on the weekends or I can, what I'd done during high school. And then when I got to UVA, I couldn't really do it anymore. And then I sort of didn't fit in there. It was very like Greek system. And I don't know, I just felt like they weren't my people. Wow. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. And this whole world of New York had been open to me. And I was like, for the first time in my life, I felt like I fit in to something, to a world. And so I convinced my mother to let me take a year's leave of absence because I was like, I can make a lot of money modeling. So I left college and I moved to New York like 1992, January. And within a year, I found acting and then I started studying and did a 2-year a conservatory with William Esper Acting Studios and stuff. So it was great. Yeah.
Story. I love an origin story, and that's a really, really good one. I mean, have you? By the way, since you're now a superstar and you have the #1 show on Netflix, have you like? Do you ever run into Oprah Winfrey at an award show and be like, I
did. I I did, and I have a tendency to come in too hot on people.
I love that. Me too.
Oh, it's so hot, and people are like, "You are on a 10, and I need you on a 2."
Right.
Yeah. So I saw her at the Golden Globes when he was first doing his 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, like that whole run. And I saw Oprah, and I bull rushed her, and she looked at me like I had 3 heads, and she was like, uh-huh. You know when somebody does that thing and they sort of repel from you, like I'm creating a boundary?
Yeah.
But I don't even know what I was saying. It seemed like gibberish, I was trying to just say your modeling contest or something. I don't even know if she knew. But she was sweet. I mean, she was okay. It wasn't it wasn't what I wanted to happen in my head.
Right.
But I did bull rush her. However, Sam did a movie called Moon, and Duncan Jones was the director, and Duncan Jones' father is David Bowie. So when we were at a screening at Tribeca, I was sitting there talking to somebody, and Sam came and tapped me on my shoulder, and I turned around, and it was Iman. And I lost my shit. And she was so gorgeous and so kind and hugged me, and like, she was everything. She was everything.
That's great.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Okay, good. Well, you got part of your full circle moment there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that story, and I can't top it, so I'm going to end this after show. I want to thank Leah and Leslie. Everybody watch Jupiter's Legacy, available now on Netflix. Keep watching The Real Housewives in New York City. Thanks, you two. Have a great day in Australia.
Leah. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching. Watch more clips here and subscribe to our channel here. See ya.